The War Within's final patch is huge. That's right, every new feature coming. It's happening, guys, this week, tomorrow, depending on when you're watching this, or it already happened, but every new feature coming in 11.2.7, the final patch of the War Within. Let's check this one out here real quick from Bellular.
You're about to learn everything that's in WoW's new patch. Now, the War Within has been rather hard to follow. It went somewhere different than many people expected, the story got dense, and a lot of people quietly stepped back. Now, the good news is, if that's you, you're not alone, and this patch exists specifically for you.
Right.
Because it kind of solves a big problem. You log in after 6 months, your quest log is a mess, you vaguely remember something about a world soul or something the last time you played the game, and well, this is basically your re-entry point to that story. You see, this patch is called 11...
Yeah, I don't know how anyone picks up from that. Just imagine, like, you left off this game in after the sword hit the planet with Sargeras, right? Like, end of BFA. You left off the game. What the fuck happened since then? We died. We went to the Shadowlands. We came back. What was the expansion, right? Then we played with some dragons, right? We had a really weird scaly boy fetish for a while, and then we came out after that. We're dealing with some really hard-on dwarves, stony boy dwarves. Like, what's going on in this game? I don't know. But the good thing is, yeah, like, if you do decide to come back for this patch, you're going to skip a lot of that unnecessary storyline and just jump straight into the storyline that matters. You get introduced into the Xal'atath shit, and you're straight into the game. That's it. I mean, this is the final patch, so it's really like a wrap-up of the story and introduction to Midnight, which is really, if we're being honest, the Last Titan / World Soul Saga storyline, because this expansion was kind of like a half and half, trying to get us there. Midnight really kicks off the grand finale of what is going to be, the start of the grand finale of what is going to be the World Soul Saga.
2.7, The Warning. It's the final patch of the War Within. It launches December 2nd/3rd, but the main thing is that it's not an epilogue. It is a prologue. It's a bridge into the Midnight expansion. Everything in this patch is designed to get you ready. There's story catch-up for the narrative, on-ramps for lapsed players, of course, player housing early access for everyone who pre-ordered, and enough content to keep you busy for the next while. This is everything in the patch. Let's get in. But I've got another cool thing for you too. Do you know what's frustrating? Coming back to a game after months away and having no idea where you were or what's going on. And that's where today's sponsor, Wand, comes in.
That's me every day. Actually, I never know what's going on.
One of our editors uses it. He absolutely loves it. He says it's a great service. He was kind of hyped that we're doing an ad with them. So pretty damn cool. Now what it is, right, is it's a desktop app for assistance and guidance where you just hit Alt-W and their overlay will pop up instantly. On that overlay, you'll get interactive maps that show you exactly where you are with live location tracking. They'll mark quest objectives and even let you teleport where you need to be. There's no more wondering about trying to remember what you were doing. And their intelligent game guides give you answers without breaking immersion.
Okay.
It works for over 3,500 games. It automatically detects those games in your library, and it takes only seconds
to enable.
So
it's a to-do list?
And beyond that, there's all sorts of game tweaks and things that you can make with the program that basically just let you tailor your experience and do cool things. And what's awesome is that this week only, Wand are offering 25% off their annual pro subscription by using code WANDBF25. That's a killer deal for a software and service that will let you get more out of your games and even tweak them to the way that you want.
Interesting
So if that's
software.
piqued your interest, you
use
can
the man's
download
code
Wand for free today using my link, wand.gg/Bellular Warcraft. It's down in the description. With that, you can play your games your way. Time to hit the narrative.
Okay, here we go.
An elf expansion. Quel'Thalas, Silvermoon, the Windrunner sisters finally getting their moment for the 18th time. Now, if any of that backstory is fuzzy to you, things like the Scourge invasion, the Sunwell, why Illyria is complicated, and always in Blizzard's marketing, well, Blizzard kind of knows that, and they've built 2 bits of content to catch you up.
Lorewalking
is good for this. The first one is called Visions of a Shadowed Sun. It's a 3-chapter campaign that follows Arator and the Windrunner sisters. Arator is the son of Illyria and Turalyon. And in this questline, we see the family finally sharing...
Bards, there you go, guys. There it is, right there. Bards are officially confirmed as a class in the game thanks to Sylvanas and her sensual, crossed legs right now playing her little harp. I think, what is that though, really? What's going on here? We find Sylvanas. This is going to happen, guys, in the quest line. I have no spoilers yet. I don't know what the story is or why this is happening, but we're going to play through a new quest line in the final patch here, 11.2.7, and Sylvanas playing a harp? What's going on here? We're going to finally have bards in the game. Maybe pre-played. I have beta, but I have not played through anything like this. She's had that instrument since the Lich King, Well, I mean, we already know that a lot of things have happened since the Lich King, and she always had her little play box, right? The little music box. That was always a toy that you could get with the Sylvanas music box and stuff. So she's always been into this classical look of music, but now she's playing a harp. Interesting. Just saying.
Some screen time after years of being scattered across various different storylines. But it's more than just that, because it also leads directly into the events of the Midnight pre-patch. So it's not side content, it is the actual narrative bridge. Now, when you complete this, you'll get the Karok Swiftwing mount, which is a color of one of the mounts you get in the Ghost of Koresh patch. You'll also get the title Azeroth's Vanguard, which is pretty cool, and a feat of strength called Ready for Midnight, which does kind of tell you what the whole chapter is meant to do. Okay,
Midnight pre-patch,
other
basically.
bit of content, which is the Elves of Quel'Thalas lore walking campaign. Now, this showed up in data mining alongside the other 3 lore-walking campaigns, the ones for Xal'atath, the Ethereals, and the Lich King. It wasn't ready then, but it is now, and the timing works pretty damn good, because Quel'Thalas is where we're going in the Midnight expansion. Whenever you play this questline, it will walk you through the Scourge attack on Silvermoon, the fall of the Sunwell, Illyria's return, and what she did to the Sunwell, and the creation of the Void Elves. So if you've been playing casually...
That last part I don't care so much about, but the whole Dead Scar and everything and the invasion of Silvermoon, I'm going to want to see that, so we'll play through that stuff in. I love the lore walking quests. I think they're a really cool add to the game, really nice way to tell stories in the game, and they keep adding to them. I'm glad they do, because I think it's a nice function.
You don't remember why the Blood Elves and the Void Elves have got a complicated history? Well, the good news is this fills in the gaps. And you get a neat reward too, the Tome of Silvermoon Intrigue, which is a decor item for your house, and don't worry, we'll get to housing soon in this video. So, all of this means that by roughly February, whenever the pre-patch arrives, you'll have full context for why we're even going to Quel'Thalas. That's Blizzard's intent anyway. But what if you're further behind on more things than just the story? Well, if that's the case, I've actually got even better news for you. This next part of things is
gonna clear that shit up.
Underreported. So here's what's going on. Blizzard have completely rebuilt how new and returning players enter World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's underreported except for here, because I talk about it all the time, because I think this is such an important thing for the game. The new player experience is massive for Blizzard, for the health of the game overall. Because I have so many friends, whether they've never played the game before, or even worse, I feel like if they used to play WoW and they're thinking about coming back, they get overwhelmed by the thought of coming back, because they know that giant bag of old shit's waiting for them, that open quest log of 100 different things that they were in the middle of doing when they stopped playing again. Like, all that shit's just waiting for them, and they don't feel like coming back to it. They just would rather like, oh, I don't know if I want to come back to this game right now. The nice thing is with this new player experience slash returning player experience, you essentially, all that shit gets dropped. You do this new quest line with Thrall and Jaina if you're coming back, and you just get right back into the game and they teach you how to play again. Or you're starting as a new player where you jump straight into the Dragonflight storyline, right into Xal'atath and everything else, and bam, you're right in the middle of the story like everybody else. So this is, I think, a really, really important thing for the game.
They haven't tweaked it, they've actually rebuilt it. There's quite a lot of work that's went on
Are you
here.
lying? You don't have
So
friends.
there are now 3 different paths depending on where you're starting from. If you're a brand new player to the game, then Exile's Reach has basically been overhauled. It's no longer basically out of time. So, in the new version, Jaina, Thrall, Rathian, and Kael'gos are now part of the story experience. And more importantly, that awkward city exploration phase is also gone. So no more running around Stormwind or Orgrimmar doing tutorial quests that teach you how to do things like opening your bags. Instead, Kael'gos will take you directly to the Dragon Isles. And that makes sense, because the Exile's Reach
That's where the real story picks
now
up.
flows into the Dragonflight campaign. But actually, Dragonflight is where things get even better, because from there, Dragonflight's campaign has been expanded with story mode raids. You actually fight Razageth, Sargeras,
that's right.
and Farak with your actual character.
I didn't even think about that. And I think we talked about this before, but this is actually a cool thing because of story mode raids now. You could legitimately play through the entire story because you can go do these without any other players around you. Just go to the story mode version of the raid. You easily kill the bosses and you get to see the cutscenes and everything makes sense to you. Right? So this is so good. I don't think people realize how good this is for the game. It's like finally a single player campaign that gets you all the way caught up, and then you can start playing this like a real MMO and play with other people.
And it means you experience those moments inside the game yourself rather than watching a YouTube recap. Now, we've got a video coming out in this next week. Suffice to say, It is
And
genuinely
always
quite a
use
bit higher effort
another
than we.
death knight.
Thank you for the sub, Mikey. Appreciate that. The fuck you, Sam, after got me laughing. Okay, yeah, thanks for the sub, man. Death Knight over Scourge.
Expected. It's pretty
23
damn
months.
cool. And the way that it works is that the raids unlock after you complete the zone quests leading up to them. It's honestly a great job. Now, that's all a great way to level up a brand new character, but if you're returning at level 70 and you just need to catch up on the War Within storyline,
This is important.
Well, fantastic news.
Yeah.
There's a
This to me is one of the most important things they're doing. And what's up, Achilles?
tome of history next to Lorewalker Cho. And this works quite like lore walking, where you get a streamlined, cinematic-focused, stripped of the filler version
Awesome.
of the entire War Within narrative. And this means you can complete the entire story of the War Within in just a few hours. The key story beats are preserved, everything else is cut out, and by the time you're finished, you will be at level 80. Quite fantastic.
Yeah.
And then there's one more thing for those of you who...
This is honestly, because of all this stuff they're doing, right now, if you're not playing the game, now is a better time to come back than like the typical way where like you always waited till the expansion was about to launch, like the week before, and you reactivate your sub. I actually think right now is a better time because you have time right now to get back into things, catch up on the story, catch up on all the shit, maybe run a raid or two, and like legitimately prepare yourself for midnight. Rather than the old way where it was like, yeah, I'm just going to skip all this shit. I don't want to go through the entire story, do all the quests again. Just jump straight in from midnight. You don't have to do all the quests again. You can literally power through the whole story the way he just said it.
might be so rusty that you log into the game and feel so lost that you can almost hear the Oblivion music playing in the background. So, if you return at cap and you're feeling rusty, then there is a new tutorial tab over in the Dungeon Journal. If you click that, you'll get teleported to the Arathi Highlands. There,
This is really
Thrall
cool.
and Jaina will basically walk you through what's changed. That means things like Skyriding, interrupts, modern encounter design, basically all that stuff that has evolved since you left, and it will award you with level-appropriate gear and bags, and you can leave it whenever you want. So, that is 3 different points for 3 different types of player. There's no more standing about the place wondering where the hell do you even start. And it's quite good, because this is Blizzard admitting that the old on-ramp to World of Warcraft was
bad.
broken, and they've actually fixed it. Okay, but now we need to talk about the big headline feature. Player housing is finally here, sort of. This is arguably the most anticipated feature in WoW's 20-year history. People have been asking since vanilla, but what we're getting in this patch is early access.
Yeah.
And that distinction actually does matter. So I'll walk you through how it all works.
Player housing, I feel like it's going to change everything for WoW. There are going to be people who only do player housing in WoW. Like, that's all they do. I know there's people like that right now with Final Fantasy. Like, they just log in every day and do housing shit in Final Fantasy. There is going to be a housing-only community from World of Warcraft. Blizzard knows that, too. They even made an entire quest line where, like, if you create a new character, all you got to do is do that opening Isle shit. Say you're starting a new account for the first time or a new character. You do the Isle shit, and then you actually have the option to continue leveling or to do the housing quest line and just go to housing. There are going to be so many of these cozy gamer people and all this other shit that's all they do. They're going to log in, go do their housing shit. And it's fine because housing makes you go into the real game a little bit too, and, you know, reputation grinds and shit like that to get some of the stuff maybe that you want. But for the overall health of the game, I think it's good. Why not create another niche group of people that pay subs just like the rest of us and enjoy a different part of the game? Okay, I'm not going to be a housing Andy. I'll call it right now. I'm not. But I'll do it. I'll have some fun with it early on. I mean, everyone needs a sex dungeon. Why not? I'll do it, yeah. And we might get Final Fantasy converts. I think we will. I think there are plenty of housing Andys in Final Fantasy that don't play WoW because it doesn't have housing, and now they will. Yeah, and pay for store items, true. There will be plenty of, what was it called? Hearthsteel and all that other shit going on as well. So yeah, they'll definitely be monetized and milked for every dollar they're worth. But hey, I mean, I guess it helps the health of the game, so why not?
To claim a plot, you will need a midnight
I won't be
pre-order.
participating
Any
in that.
edition of the game will work. Now, if you haven't pre-ordered, then actually you're okay, because you're not completely locked out. You can still visit the neighborhood zones, you can tour your friends' houses, and importantly, you can still collect decor. So the progression system is thankfully available to everyone. Now, you get a maximum of
True.
2 housing plots per World of Warcraft account. One will be in Founders Point for the Alliance, the other one in Razorwind Shores for the Horde.
Okay.
You can't have two plots for the same faction, and if you want more than two houses, yeah, you'll need a cough
Get another
up and have,
account.
multiple WoW accounts.
Yeah.
Now, I don't actually think that is them trying to gouge people. It's likely intentional. I think housing is meant to feel a little bit more limited from a design perspective, but there's also the very real problem of server issues.
I was going to say server limitations. Like if you just let players be degens, WoW players are going to be degens. You let them make multiple houses, they're going to make multiple houses. So yeah, there's that server limitation too.
Server scaling, databases, looking at you, Final Fantasy XIV, we all know that shit's kind of hard. Now, neighborhoods come in 3 different flavors. There are public neighborhoods. These are generated automatically, and anyone can claim a spot, though you may need to do some shard hopping to find one that isn't taken. Then there are charter neighborhoods. These need 10 people to sign a signature to set it up, and then those will be managed by the designated neighborhood manager. So keep yourself in their good books. Then there's guild neighborhoods. These are just controlled by your guild master. And the good news is you can move your house between neighborhood types.
I'm making the guild. I don't know what the hell the name's going to be called yet, but I'm making it today, and we'll see. So obviously, if you join the guild, you have to deal with the fact that Samiccus is the neighborhood champion, okay? I'm the one who runs that shit. So if the HOA decides to start collecting fees, I'm just letting you know. You have to pay it up.
Really, if you change your mind, or if you crash out and get kicked from your guild, you'll be okay. Now, there's an important caveat. Blood Elf and Night Elf exteriors, ones which many people are most excited about given the setting of Midnight, are not available. They will be available in 12.0. Now, by 12.0, I mean the pre-patch of the Midnight expansion, not the actual release date itself. So, early access does actually mean early. It's currently not feature complete, but almost everything is there. And in terms of decor collecting, with this patch, it'll be fully live for everyone, regardless of pre-order. There's over 2,000 items acquirable from the get-go, and many of these are unlocked retroactively, which basically means if you've already earned the achievement or hit the reputation threshold, you'll just...
Okay, so I'm really scared about this. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I have a feeling this thing could attempt to go live tomorrow, and the game just literally breaks in half. Fucking shatters into a million pieces, because every time Blizzard has ever tried to do retroactive shit like this, it breaks everything. I don't know what it is about the spaghetti code of World of Warcraft, but they try to do like remember they tried to do retroactive warbound reputations, and like they had to phase it after a while because it broke the servers the entire day so badly that they had to just implement like phased launches of the warband reputations because it just broke everything so bad. So I'm really scared because right now what's supposed to happen in theory is we log in tomorrow once the servers go live, and every single reputation that you've ever done or quest or anything, if it awards a housing item, it will be given to you already. So it's supposed to automatically unlock everything that you've technically already unlocked in the game. That sounds like it's going to break the shit out of everything. We might not play tomorrow. I'm just letting you know, we might not play tomorrow. It might be that bad. We'll see. Maybe I'm being a pessimist.
Be absolutely
or maybe I'm just scarred by recent events.
Swimming in the stuff. So, pretty great for veterans. Now, with this, there's a new resource. It's called Lumber, and it's used for
Can't
crafted
wait, bugs and
pieces
all, yeah.
that anyone can gather after a short unlock quest. And there's also weekly quests that will give you housing decor as well. And taking a look at the UI, well, this is the catalog UI.
Yeah, probably
you know
unreal.
What? It's genuinely well designed. You can browse every decor item in the game, even the ones you don't own yet, and you can track their sources with map waypoints. It's basically the new Transmog collection interface that's coming in Midnight,
that's
but
cool.
applied to furniture. Housing
cool.
is not fully here yet, but a lot of it is, and the collection gameplay absolutely is.
Yeah.
That is far from the end of this patch.
I mentioned, by the way, it's a really good time to collect all these things with any of the reputation shit because of the anniversary event. You got a 10% buff to reputation automatically from the anniversary event, and then go do the anniversary quest, you get another 10%. So you got 20% buff to all reputation gains right now. It's a good time to do this shit, even if you don't unlock player housing this week. You can still do it, and when you do get player housing, you'll get all the items.
There's about 2 months between now and the pre-patch, so here's how Blizzard is filling that gap. You know, in addition to all the stuff I've talked about thus far. First off, we've got Turbulent Timeways 4. This is going to run for 10 weeks, starting December 3rd and ending February 10th. And this will cycle through every time walking expansion weekly, starting and ending with the GOAT, the Shadowed Lands, which is actually new because
right.
this is its time walking debut, and that does mean there are a bunch of other rewards and things that you can buy. Now, the Meta Achievement Award for this event is a Mount Voucher, and with this voucher, you can buy one of 4 bronze-tinted Covenant mounts: the Acheron, the Corpsefly, the Wilderling, or the Gravewing.
I mean, I'm assuming most people are going to pick this one. I just feel like it's the coolest one. I was a Maldraxxus person, so I got the regular version of this mount when I was playing the Shadowed Lands, as Bellular called it. But I just feel like most people are going to go with the Gargoyle. Unless you're a furry. If you're a furry, of course you're going with the furry fox. That totally makes sense. But I think most people are going to go with the big Gargoyle guy.
And you can then
they kind of
buy
ugly. They are
remaining
kind of
3
ugly.
from
I
vendor
agree.
for 5,000
None of them are that
time
great.
warped badges each. And if you want to get everything from
Corpse
the
Fly?
Shadowlands
Okay.
Time Walking vendor, if you're the #1 fan of the most goated expansion of all time, it'll set you back 62,700 Time Walking badges. But the real value of this event to many will be the buffs. So, the weekly Time Walking quest has been upgraded. It will now give you hero track gear instead of champion track gear. So that's 10 free hero track bits of gear per character across the event if you do it every week. And then there's the XP side. The XP buff is significant, and it will stack up to 4 times, at which point it will turn into Mastery of the Timeways and give you a 30% XP buff that is actually account-wide and will persist through death. And that also means that if you're leveling
Okay,
the
so
remix
that's a
alts,
Timeways buff,
well,
yeah.
good news, because it will stack with that event's bonus
That's
as well.
crazy.
And also, Shadowlands Time Walking means plus 50% rep gains for all of the Shadowlands factions. So if you never finished your Covenant campaigns or you wanted those cosmetics, which, let's be real, the art team certainly didn't let us down.
I mean, say what you want about Shadowlands. It had some good art. It had some good armor in it, definitely. So if you want the transmog, this would be a good time to get it.
Well, that expansion,
Without having to actually
this
play
is
that
basically
shit.
your window. Now that's us covered with the Time Walking loot, but there is actually substantially more. I'm happy to say that the Brawlers Guild returns December 10th. Finally! Means our game director Ian can stop saying soon every time he's asked in an interview.
Yeah.
Now, the way it works is you'll pick up your invite in Dornegal. The currency has been changed, though. It now uses regular gold. There's no more farming a separate Brawler's Gold currency.
That's good.
There's also 2 new mounts, Brawl and Bruno at rank 4 for 4,000 gold, and Ballistic Bronco at rank 8 for 10,000 gold. But what's even better is what's next. One of the big problems with the Brawlers Guild is people didn't like being stuck in the queue, especially if you were short in time. So there's a new system called challenge cards. These let you target specific bosses instead of just being stuck with the random queue. They only cost 3 gold to purchase, but they do require max rank. Now, there's another thing called
Interesting.
Broker Gambits.
I need to
These
get in
add
the Brawlers
8
Guild. I
optional
haven't done it.
debuffs that you can enable basically for harder fights. These are things like fighting on ice, being set on fire, or winning without taking any damage. And if you complete all 8 gambits, you will get the Brawl Star title, which is a pretty dope title. Okay, that's not it
Nice.
for content though, because Legion Remix is also wrapping up. And its final phase is
Yeah.
absolutely crap.
I'm kind of done with well, it's cracked. I'm sure he's gonna say it's. I'm kind of done with Legion Remix. I got all the items I wanted to get out of it, and I had kept level. Okay, great. I have a gnome Death Knight that you guys made me look like a fucking leper gnome, but it is what it is. But the good thing is, Legion Remix was fun. It's a really good way right now to level up alts. Obviously, as he mentioned before, it's even better now. So if you want to get anything leveled up before the expansion officially launches, you should jump into Legion Remix right now. And starting December 10th, that shit's just gonna be on steroids. As if it wasn't already. It was already on steroids. Now it's like on a cocktail of steroids, Ozempic, and Viagra. Now, why the Ozempic, I have no idea, but I'm just trying to create a cocktail of shit that I can think of right now. So there you go. It's going to be fully blasted through by December 10th, and you'll be able to level up even quicker than you already were before.
So, first, a new housing decor vendor has appeared at the Infinite
You did
Bazaar.
fuck all in Remix. I got the stuff
will
I
appear
wanted.
whenever the patch comes out.
I got
And
the
they'll be
mounts and
selling
shit.
a bunch of Legion-themed furniture. Then there's the final phase, which is called Infinite Echoes. This will start on December 10th, and, well, we've been teased with timeline claps, catch-up rewards, and lots of other cosmetic rewards as well.
Oh, yeah.
So if you've been putting off finishing
I mean, if previous Remix events are a hint at anything, you're going to get bronze even quicker, you're going to level up even quicker. All the shit that you already have to do in Legion Remix is going to be, like, rapid all of a sudden. Like, it's going to be super easy.
Legion Remix, this is the final stretch, and from what I understand, it would be a pretty good on-ramp as well. If you just
No, I
wanted to
didn't
go
get
in
Corrupted
whenever
Shadow.
everything is unlocked, and there's like a bunch of catch-up and stuff. And then quietly, there's a nice change to Horrific Visions Revisited. So, you can now choose between Stormwind and Orgrimmar. There's no waiting on a weekly rotation. And even better, their runs are now unlimited with no currency cost. So if you die, the only penalty is your time.
What would be the reason for doing this right now?
So a hell of a lot better than the first time these
cosmetics
ended up in the game. Now, that means if you still need those achievements or cosmetics, or maybe you gave up early because the grind was miserable, then this is your chance. And honestly, it's totally worth doing. It's really fun. But that is still not it for everything in this patch. So next, a bunch of quick hits on everything else. The Skyriding feature works entirely differently, but it will feel the same. Let me explain.
Ooh, this kicks off with the next patch.
And
Good.
Skyward Ascent now share 6 charges with a 15-second recharge, though that will go faster if you're flying very quick or you're flying close to the ground. Whirling Surge has also been made a bit more simple, where it's got a 30-second cooldown and no resource cost. Second Wind still exists, though. It's just that it now gives you a Surge or Ascent charge instead of Vigor. You may notice that Vigor as a resource is gone.
Gone.
So technically,
I like this. I don't know. Some people maybe like the Vigor. They like vigorously flying around. I have no idea. But I personally never cared for it. And so I'd rather just have it be charges, and I just use the charges when I want. I think this is a nice change up to the flight system.
A bunch of things has changed, but it's just moved into a shared charge system instead of a resource system.
Yeah.
And that means the way you fly will feel the same, except for one humongous win, which is this. Liftoff has no cost and no cooldown.
Oh, that I didn't know this. This is good.
You're finally free. You can land, pick up your herb, take off, and repeat without draining your vigor bar. No more just getting stranded because you burned all your vigor.
You just suck at flying true.
But there's still a little more. So the Pandaren Heritage Armor questline is in. This questline will take you back to the Wandering Isle, which you can now fly in for the first time. And there are 3 armor color variants depending on your faction choice. Blue for the Alliance, red for the Horde, and a black set,
neutral.
I suppose, for those who stayed neutral.
Obviously
Though
the best one of
we
the
have
3.
no idea what the source will be for that one. It just is that the set happens to exist. Now, you'll also get a Festival Hot Air Balloon toy that actually works as a rideable vehicle, and Lily Stormstout, well, is all grown up with a new character model.
Did he just say you can get a flying blimp? That thing's cool. If you can really fly on this thing.
And Lily Stormstout.
What the hell?
Now, you'll also get a Festival Hot Air Balloon toy that actually works as a rideable vehicle, and Lily Stormstout, well, is all grown up with a new character model. But that's still not all,
cool.
Because for the completionists, the War Within's meta achievement is in, and it's called World Soul Searching. Completing this will give you the Gear Grinder Mark 11.
The coolest summoning animation ever.
I think Azeroth. Nature.
If you summon this thing around creatures, they all die. It slaughters them all. Just like when the boss shows up and it just does his wheelie and kills everybody. That's what happens with this. It's a critter slaughter machine.
Titans in the World Soul, I think of a goblin tank. Bit weird, but it is actually kind of rad. It's the vehicle model from the Vexy encounter from the Liberation of Undermine raid, which was an absolutely banging raid.
PETA hates this mount.
Its summon in animation actually kills nearby critters. Yeah. But there's actually a little more, because you'll also get the Drained Heart of Galakrond as a housing decor item. It's got the same model as the Dark Heart from the 10-7 storyline. And the requirements for this are doing all the War Within raids, the Zone meta achievements, Pathfinder, the Delve metas. It's basically that big wraparound achievement for the whole expansion. Okay.
You say reach around achievement? That's what I don't have yet.
Okay.
All right.
A few smaller but neat things to close us out. Portal rooms in Stormage and Orgrimmar have been reorganized, so good luck going off instinct and ending up in the wrong place. But basically, the housing portals are now in a more prominent spot.
That's
and
right.
Some of the older portals have been moved to the back. Also, your boy Daneth Trollbane has finally got a dialogue option to stop him telling you how frustrated Geira is. So that's quite good.
Shut up,
Daneth. Put that in, but Kelsey Steelbark's mute button is not here yet. Maybe coming in 12.0. So, 11.2.7 is basically a bridge patch, but it's one that I think is actually doing.
I still need a mute button for the floating head of Khadgar in my Legion Overhaul, because like I made this character and I didn't fully play through all that shit because I had other Legion characters at the time, and he still floats around and champion every time. I just need him to stop doing that, please.
Context. There are new on-ramps for players who've been away for a long time. World of Warcraft's long, broken, and honestly a little shitty new player experience is now vastly better.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
a
want to
big
fully
deal.
give away our video on that, but yeah, it'll be worth watching. We've got a housing preview that lets everyone start collecting not just the pre-orders, and enough repeatable content to carry us through to February. Now, all that means, if you've been waiting for a clean moment to come back to WoW before midnight launches, this is absolutely it. Everything here is just designed to get you ready. So there you have it. It's an oddly huge patch, but if you would like to see just how goddamn hard WoW's next new spec goes, check out this video next.
Nice.
Because Devourer Demon Hunter has some amazingly cool stuff inside.
Yeah, overall, nice video. Big things happening. It's a really what 11.2.7 feels like is a pre-patch to the pre-patch. It kicks off the campaign that'll get you started into some of the Night Elf, or I should say Elven quest lines and all that. Should be fun. Player housing, obviously, and much, much more. If the game doesn't break. Yeah, we'll see. Nice video overall, though, from Bellular here.